From the studios of Chillicothe High School, this is your CAVS News Show.
Hello, I'm Christopher Hux.
And I'm Jasmine Roper with your CAVS News Update. It's Halloween time. While most seniors don't go trick-or-treating, they still showed their spirit with Senior Dress-Up Day on Friday. There were plenty of great costumes, and it really gave the whole school a spectacle to enjoy.
The CHS Orchestra also put on a great show. It was their first show of the year, and the CAVS News was there to catch it all. Here's some footage from their concert.
The CHS cheerleaders have been prepping hard for their first competition of the year. The competition will be held on Sunday, November 2nd. To help the cheerleaders get to the Gator Bowl, donate money at www.gofundme.com/CHS Gator Bowl.
We turn from the sidelines to the playing field with football updates. The JV team closed out their season with an annihilation of East Clinton 60-6. The varsity team, though, is fighting to keep their season alive and did so with a 55-0 massacre of the same East Clinton school. The win put the CAVS at 6-3 and 4-1 in the SCOL. Coming up for the CAVS is an all-important game against 7-2 Wilmington. With a win, the CAVS will be in prime position for a playoff berth. Check back with CAVS News for all updates for our football team.
Another hallmark of the fall season is the inevitable OGTs. The Ohio graduation tests are all the important tests that decide whether or not a student is ready to graduate. For more on the OGTs, we turn to Anthony Pulikowski with this week's installment of Did You Know?
Thanks, Jasmine. Again, I'm Anthony Pulikowski, and lately I've been swamped with tests and studying. So this week I have some facts about the Ohio graduation test, or OGT. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. The Ohio graduation test is a 5-part exam that started with the class of 2007, in which all students must pass in order to graduate. The test covers reading, writing, mathematics, science, and social studies. Students take the OGT spring of their sophomore year. Students have 2.5 hours to complete each section, which consists of about 35 multiple choice questions and up to 8 written response questions. Students who do not pass all 5 parts of the OGT can still retake it or graduate by meeting the following criteria. 1. Pass 4 of the 5 tests and fail the 5th by no more than 10 scale points. 2. Have a 97% attendance rate each of the last 4 years. 3. Have not been expelled in the last 4 years. 4. Have a 2.5 grade point average in the failed subject. And 5. Participate in any intervention program offered by the school. And that was just part of what the students have to do here at CHS. So when you add in 4 years of homework, studying, quizzes, and not to mention extracurriculars, and for some even jobs, that's a lot of responsibility as a student. I hope that those of you watching this understand what we as students do here at CHS. That's all for this week. I'm Anthony Pulikowski. Now back to Jasmine and Chris in the studio.
Thanks, Anthony. We're going into November now, and officially the beginning of the holiday season. The first holiday of the season is a very important one, Veterans Day. A time to give thanks to all those who gave their entire well-being and put their lives on the line for the sake of freedom. CHS will honor these heroes with its annual Veterans Day breakfast and assembly, which is scheduled for Monday, November 10th. Students are encouraged to bring a veteran who's made an impact in their life, but any veteran is more than welcome to attend. The breakfast will begin at 8 a.m. with the assembly immediately following from 9 to 10.
School will be closed on Tuesday, November 11th in observance of the special holiday. The entire CAVS News staff wants to extend a huge thank you to any veteran out there who has made the American way a possibility.
November is always a huge month for game releases. To fill you in with what you need to know for the biggest month in the industry, we turn to the always entertaining CAVS News Gaming.
Welcome to CNG, CAVS News Gaming. We're your hosts. I'm Glenn Mitchell.
I'm William Holmes.
And I'm Parker Tracy.
Today we're going to be talking about horror. And first we're going to be talking about Resident Evil, the whole series. What do you think about Resident Evil, Patrick?
I really like Resident Evil, especially 4. 4 is by far, in my opinion, the greatest one.
I love 4 too. It's probably the one I played the most as a child. But what we're going to be talking about is how Resident Evil started the survival horror genre and how it's going to leeway into our next game, Evil Within. Evil Within will be released October 14th for PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360 PC. It's rated M for mature. So, what do you guys have on Evil Within?
Scary.
Scary?
It's made by the father of survival horror, who was responsible for Resident Evil.
That person being Shinji Mikami.
Mm-hmm. And what Evil Within has to do is the main protagonist
Stefan Castellanos.
is in a... what do you think about it?
It's pretty scary and pretty gory.
It is pretty gory.
Yeah.
It really messes with you, and I think you need to be on the edge of your seat to really play this game.
Psychological horror is the best kind of horror, in my opinion.
Yep. And next we're going to be talking about Dying Light. Dying Light is a zombie apocalypse survival game, and it was made by the creators of Dead Island.
Dead Island was a fun game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be seeing that. We'll be seeing Dying Light January 21st for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and it is rated M for mature.
Unfortunately, the current gen consoles, Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, have been canceled.
It will get pushed back.
That too.
Yeah.
So either the game got pushed back, or they were just going to take those off. So instead they took them off, and now the game will be releasing on its dated period. Do you guys have anything on Dying Light?
Other than it's like more urban, clustered area.
So it's basically like a Dead Island type game, but it's in a more urban area.
So kind of like Left 4 Dead and Dead Island together. Sounds like a winning combo.
Ding, ding, ding. And finally, the last on our list is Alien Isolation, which will be coming out October 7th on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. It is also rated M for mature.
Seems like we've got a lot of games that little kids can't play on here.
Well, this is CAVS News Gaming Horror Week, Halloween.
Yeah, why not do horror for Halloween? Alien Isolation, that looks like a fun game. You basically have to avoid an alien. But the thing about the alien is it's programmed so it learns. And you can't use the same strategy over and over again, or it will learn and it will get to you.
No hiding in the closets for me.
No hiding in the closets for him. It's kind of like the anarchy system for Shadow of Mordor, how they learn from past events. The alien does the same thing. Technology has really gone far, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. What's cool about it, though, is that it's a very retro version of what people would think would be space stations. That's really holding loyal to the Alien franchise.
So, is that all we have for this week?
For the games, yes.
For the games? Okay, we'll see you guys next week. CNG signing out. Game
Peace.
like pros.
That's all for this week. I'm Jasmine Roper.
And I'm Christopher Huggs. Have a wonderful week, Chillicothe.